I welcome you all to Vidya Lakshmi NEET and JEE Academy. In the previous lecture, we have stopped till polysaccharides, right? So, we have discussed in detail about monosaccharide, disaccharide and trisaccharides. So, in this particular lecture, we are going to start from the polysaccharides, okay. So, let us have a quick revision about the previous lecture. So, monosaccharides. So, monosaccharides, here the hydrides of carbon H2O and C. So, here the N number varies from the N varies from CN, H2N, ON. So, in case of monosaccharides, so in the N number வந்து என்ன value இருக்குன்னா 3 to 7, correct? This N varies from 3 to 7. So, if the N is equal to 6, it is considered to be what? C6H12O6. So, the example for C6H12O6 are three major sugars: glucose, fructose, galactose and C5H10O5. Examples for this is ribose and deoxyribose. So, this is an example for monosaccharides. Here we discussed about C3 also, C4 also, but only this is very important, okay. And disaccharides. So, if you look at the disaccharides, we discussed three disaccharides in detail, correct? என்னென்ன பார்த்தோம் அப்படின்னா maltose, sucrose, lactose. So, இதில் எது மேம் ரொம்ப important அப்படின்னா sucrose. Why sucrose is important? Because sucrose is the combination of glucose plus fructose. So, here in glucose, the functional group is what? Aldehyde. In fructose, the functional group is ketone. Just because the combination of two different functional group, the sucrose, the sugar is considered to be a non-reducing sugar, which is a very important expected MCQ. So, maltose, sucrose and lactose. Then we move to trisaccharides. So, trisaccharides அப்படின்றது என்ன? மூணு monosaccharides சேரது தான் ஒரு trisaccharide, கரெக்ட்டா? Disaccharide அப்படின்றது ரெண்டு monosaccharides, which means glucose plus glucose, glucose plus fructose, glucose plus galactose. இந்த மாதிரி monosaccharides ஓட combination தான் என்னது? Disaccharide. அதே monosaccharides ஓட triple combination தான் என்னமா? Trisaccharides. So, next we are going to see what is polysaccharides. So, polysaccharides அப்படின்னா nothing but more monosaccharide units, which means like take 500, 5000, 200, 2000, like more monosaccharides when combined to form one particular structure, that is called polysaccharides. Yes, the examples of polysaccharides are starch, cellulose, glycogen, chitin, inulin, agar, hemicellulose, mucopolysaccharide and callose. The previous questions have been asked from cellulose, starch, glycogen and chitin also. All these things are important in the point of NEET, okay. So, already the questions have been asked from this particular area: starch, cellulose, glycogen. So, today we are going to see in detail about them, okay. So, let us take the very first polysaccharide, starch. Okay, starch is made up of what அப்படினா? Starch is made up of sugars. They are made up of what? Sugars. What sugars அப்படினா? Monosaccharide sugars. Okay, monosaccharide sugarsல நம்ம டீடைலா பார்த்தது glucose, galactose, fructose, கரெக்ட்டா? So, இதில starch என்ன sugar மேம் அப்படினா? Glucose. What is the starch made up of? Glucose. Yes. So, அந்த glucose ஓட combination இருக்கு இல்லையா? Suppose let us take 200 to 2000 glucose. So, 200 to 2000 glucose combine ஆகும்போது அந்த glucose ஓட நேம் என்ன அப்படினா? Amylose. What is the name? Amylose. That is why starch is made up of amylose and amylopectin. Okay, amylose means the combination of glucose in the range of 200 to 2000 glucose molecules. Amylopectin அப்படினா very simple, the same glucose, the present at the number will be different. So, number எவ்வளோன்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா 2000 to 20,000 glucose molecules combine ஆகும்போது நம்ம அந்த ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் என்னன்னு சொல்றோம்? amylopectin. ஓகே, பாண்டிங்ல ஒரு டிஃபரன்ஸ் இருக்கு. என்ன டிஃபரன்ஸ் இருக்கு அப்படின்னா, இந்த amylose அப்படின்ற சுகர்ல பாத்தீங்கன்னா பாண்டிங் வந்து already I have discussed in the previous lecture. உங்களுக்கு doubt இருந்தனா you can go for the previous lecture, okay. So, what is glycosidic bond? Between the two different molecules, ஒரு glucose molecule இன்னொரு glucose molecule இருக்கிற bond தான் என்னன்னா glycosidic bond. In case of amylose, the bond which is formed is 1,4 glycosidic bond. In case of amylopectin, it is 1,4 and 1,6. Here we can interpret that the structure is linear and this structure is little branched. This structure is branched. So, now you can tell that starch is made up of what? Amylose and amylopectin, and there is a difference between the bonding structure. In case of amylose, the bond which is present is 1,4 glycosidic bond. In case of amylopectin, it is made up of 1,4 and 1,6 glycosidic bond. What is glycosidic bond? Once again, glycosidic bond is a bond which is present between the two different monosaccharide units. Yes. So, here if we come to the starch, starch is a homopolysaccharide. What does it mean, homopolysaccharide? It is made up of same type of sugar again and again, which means if you take homopolysaccharide, it is made up of completely glucose. And what is the function of a starch? It is nothing but it's a storage polysaccharide, which means it will store the enormous amount of glucose which is produced by plant, not animals. Okay, it is a plant storage material. Okay, it is a storage polysaccharide and it is made up of glucose. This is all about starch. So here the take home points are, starch is made up of what? Amylose and amylopectin. Amylose and amylopectin, which in turn made up of what? Glucose. Okay, so the number of the glucose varies between the amylose and amylopectin. What is amylose? Amylose is nothing but 200 to 2000 glucose joints hand together to form amylose. Amylopectin means 2000 to 20,000 glucose molecules bond together to form amylopectin. Yes, that's it about starch. Next we'll move on to the next polysaccharide. Okay, here we will continue with that amylose and amylopectin. The ratio of amylose and amylopectin is, you see the amylose ratio is very less, it is 1:3. Okay, the amylopectin concentration is very more. Yes, so if you take test, so நம்ம நிறைய time படிச்சிருப்போம், we have conducted the test, whether the plant is producing glucose or not. There is a test, right, to test the plant whether the plant is producing glucose or not. In that case, we will take the leaf of the plant and will give for the starch test. If suppose starch is present, then the color will be blue black color. So there is a test called iodine test. In iodine test, if the starch is present, then the particular leaf will produce what color? Blue black color. So that blue black coloration of starch is due to amylopectin. Amylose, because we do have two different compounds in starch, right? One is amylose and another one is amylopectin. The blue black coloration is due to what? Amylose. Okay. Plants produce glucose. Any plant, all the plant, if you take all the plant in the universe, they have the technique to produce glucose. Okay, the produced glucose are transported as sucrose. The produced glucose are transported as sucrose. Yen ma'am the sucrose are transport aganu, glucose ave transport pannala, yen sucrose marno appadina, because sucrose is the only disaccharide which is having a non-reducing nature. So sucrose, why it is transported as sucrose? Because sucrose is the only disaccharide which is having a non-reducing nature, and the sucrose will be stored as a what? Stored as a starch. This is a previous year question. So in case of plants, the produced material is glucose. The produced glucose will be transported as what? The produced glucose will be transported as sucrose. Why sucrose? Because sucrose is the only non-reducing sugar and it will be stored as a starch. Yes. Next, if you take the location of the starch, where the starch is exactly located on the plants, it is located on the grains, the edible material, the grains and the potato tubers. Okay. So if you take the grain, there are two different types of grain. One is simple grain, another one is compound grain. If you take simple grain, it will be having one single hilum, and the single hilum will be surrounded by the layers of starch. This particular case is seen in the maize. இல்லையா மக்காச்சோளம் தெரியும் இல்லையா மக்காச்சோளத்துல நம்ம பார்க்கிறது வந்து என்ன அப்படினா simple grain. Simple grain னா என்னமா? Simple grain னா ஒரு ஹைலம், அந்த ஹைலத்தை சுத்தி இருக்கிற starch layers of ring மாதிரியான starch rings present இருக்கிறதா வந்து simple grains. So compound grains அப்படினா என்னன்னா like இதே மாதிரியான structure repeatedா இருக்கிறதா வந்து compound grains. So you see here one hilum, two hilum and three hilum. This hilum is surrounded by what? The layer of starch. Here also it is surrounded by the layer of starch. Here also it is surrounded by the layer of starch. So this particular structure is called compound grain. It is seen in rice and potatoes. So here we already discussed about the location of starch. Location of starch is what? Grains and potato tubers. Not only that, in case of many edible material which contains starch as a reserved food material. Okay, so this is about what? Starch. Okay, next we are moving to the second polysaccharide, which is nothing but cellulose. We know very well about cellulose, right? The difference between plant cell and animal cell. If you take plant cell here, if you take animal cell here, what is the difference between plant cell and animal cell? Animal cell does not contain cell wall, whereas plant cell contain cell wall. The cell wall is made up of what? Cellulose. The cell wall is made up of cellulose. Not only cellulose, it is made up of cellulose, hemicellulose, pectin. There are many materials which the cell wall is made up of. Okay, here we are going to discuss what is cellulose. Okay, if you take cellulose, cellulose also made up of a monosaccharide sugar called glucose, but the repeated glucose, the repeated presence of glucose made it as a polysaccharide. It is a homopolysaccharide. It is a what polysaccharide? It is a homopolysaccharide. Why it is a homopolysaccharide? Because only glucose is going to present again and again. Suppose if there is a glucose, fructose, galactose combination together, we are not going to call this as a homopolysaccharide. What we will call? We will call it as a heteropolysaccharide. But here again and again the glucose is going to be repeated. So why it is called homopolysaccharide? Okay, the function of cellulose is to give the structure to the plant cell, right? So it is also known as structural homopolysaccharide. Okay, let us take the structure of the cellulose. Let us take one glucose molecule. We all know that glucose contains the functional group aldehyde. Glucose contains the functional group aldehyde, and the ring which is present in the glucose molecule is pyranose ring. What is the ring which is present in the glucose ring? And it is a hexagonal ring also. So here if you take the structure, the bond is, this is glucose molecule number 1, glucose molecule number 2, right? The bond is formed between two glucose molecule at the location of 1 and 4, 1 of the first glucose molecule and the carbon number 4 of the second glucose molecule. That's why the bonding is named here as 1,4 glycosidic bond. And the very important thing to note down here is beta type. Okay, what is this beta type? What is alpha type? See, we humans cannot digest cellulose. Human beings cannot digest cellulose. Why? Because we have an enzyme which is present in our mouth, that is alpha type. What enzyme we do have? Humans have alpha amylase, but the bonding which is present in the plant is beta type. That's why humans cannot digest cellulose. Okay, எப்போ மேம் நம்மளால டைஜஸ்ட் பண்ண முடியும்னா, சப்போஸ் டியூரிங் இவல்யூஷன், சப்போஸ் we get the beta amylase, நம்ம பாடியில் நம்மளோட சலவால பீட்டா present ஆயிருந்தனா we can able to digest cellulose, but so far we don't have any beta type of enzymes, so we can digest only what? Glycogen, which means animal fat. Okay, so here it is beta type. And but what about cows, goats, sheep? Ma'am, cows, goat, sheep இவங்களா செல்லுலோஸ் தான சாப்பிடுறாங்க. அவங்களுக்கு எப்படி மேம் டைஜஸ்ட் ஆகுது? ஆடு மாடெல்லாம் இலை தான சாப்பிடுது. அதுக்கு எப்படி மட்டும் செல்லுலோஸ் டைஜஸ்ட் ஆகுது அப்படினா, because they have the symbiotic bacterial presence in their gut. So because with the help of bacteria additional help எடுத்துக்குது. So bacteria என்ன பண்ணுதுன்னா, they are helping this cows and goats and sheep to digest the cellulose. So with the help of bacterial help, these animals are digesting their cellulose. Okay, இந்த செல்லுலோஸோட practical applications எங்க மேம், எங்கெல்லாம் இந்த செல்லுலோஸ் நம்ம யூஸ் பண்றோம் அப்படினா, you can read from this letters itself. So whenever we go to a sari shop, right, cottons are little bit always costly. The pure cotton, how can you differentiate the pure cotton from the ordinary cotton? Is cotton fibers are actually made up of 90% cellulose. It is made up of 90% cellulose. There is another material, another fabric which is called jute or hemp. So the jute or hemp, how it differentiates from the pure cotton is, the jute or hemp is made up of 40% of cellulose. Okay, this is rayon, right, synthetic cloths, synthetic அப்படினு சொல்லுவோம் இல்லையா, synthetic material, synthetic fiber. That synthetic fiber is nothing but when the cellulose is dissolved in the base. When the cellulose is dissolved in the base, they'll get a artificial synthetic fiber called rayon. Okay, and you know that the buildings nowadays are built in the glass. Okay, buildings வந்து இப்போ என்ன பண்றாங்கன்னா glassல build பண்றாங்க. ஏன் அப்படினா to in order to get the proper ventilation and the artificial ventilation இல்லாம natural ventilation காக என்ன பண்றாங்கன்னா, they are building the buildings in the glass. So that glass should be very strong. So the shatterproof glasses, which means they have the high resistance towards the external calamities, are made up of cellulose acetate. So cellulose acetate is used to make what? Shatterproof glasses. The glasses you can see in the windows of the car, the vehicles also. That glass is made up of what? Cellulose acetate. And the next application here is explosives. So during Diwali you would have fired the explosives. The explosives contain what? Cellulose nitrate. And the ice creams, so when you eat ice creams you will get some like mucus like thing, right? When ice cream, it will be sticky to your hand. Little bit sticky nature of the ice cream is due to the presence of carboxymethyl cellulose, due to the presence of carboxymethyl cellulose. Okay. Next we are moving to the next polysaccharide, which is nothing but glycogen. Okay, we know glycogen. See, there is a two different polysaccharide. One is starch, another one is glycogen. This starch is the storage material of plant and the glycogen is the storage material of animal. So starch cannot be present in animal. Okay, so animal starch, that's why we are calling the glycogen as animal starch. What is animal starch? Glycogen, yes. So this glycogen is once again a homopolysaccharide. Homopolysaccharide, it is completely made up of glucose. Yes, what is the function of glycogen? Storage. Storage of what? Storage of glucose. It is also a homopolysaccharide. What is the location where the glycogen will be located? Liver and muscles. See, very simple thing. Whenever you take more amount of glucose, உங்களுக்கு பசிக்கிறதை விட அதிகமா சாப்பிட்டீங்கன்னா what will be the effect? You will become little fat. கரெக்ட்டா உங்களோட muscles will start to develop. Why the muscles are getting developed? Because the excess glucose will be converted into glycogen. The excess glycogen will be converted into fat. That is the reason if you take excess glucose, your body is not going to eliminate in the waste as excretory material. It is going to store the excess glucose as what? Glycogen. That is why it is called as storage polysaccharide. அதனால தான் glycogen நம்ம என்ன சொல்றோம்? Storage polysaccharide. So if you want to test a glycogen in iodine test, the color the glycogen is going to produce is red color. It can be a question. என்ன color produce பண்ணும்? Red color. We have already discussed what color the starch will give. It will give blue black coloration due to the presence of amylose. Yes. So the bond which is present in the glycogen is 1,4 glycosidic bond and 1,6 glycosidic bond. So the glycosidic bond which is present in the glycogen, what is so special about the glycosidic bonds in the sense the type of the glycosidic bond. So what is the type of glycosidic bond which is present in the animal glucoses? Not beta type, it is alpha type. It is alpha type. So எப்படி ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கலாம் மேம் அப்படின்னா இதுக்கு ஏதாவது ட்ரிக்ஸ் இருக்கா? alpha beta you are telling again and again. How to memorize means like very simple. You remember animal glucose. Animal glucose is alpha type. The another one is beta type that you can simply remember by like beta means plant because alpha animal. Okay, alpha stands for A stands for animal. Okay, so this is the simple way to memorize the alpha and beta type of glycosidic linkage. Okay, next polysaccharide is chitin, which is very very important in the point of need. Already the questions have been asked. What is the fungal cell wall made up of? The fungal cell wall made up of a particular substance called N-acetylglucosamine. The fungal cell wall is made up of N-acetylglucosamine. What is the N-acetylglucosamine, which in turn means the N-acetylglucosamine is nothing but it is a modified form of glucose. It is a modified form of glucose. And not only the cell wall of fungi, the exoskeleton, the skeleton of arthropod. What is arthropod? Insects. The insects also, the skeleton of insects also made up of a substance called chitin. What is chitin? Chitin is a polysaccharide. The polysaccharide will be repeatedly made up of what? Will be repeatedly made up of the modified form of glucose is called N-acetylglucosamine. So the next thing is here inulin. Okay, so inulin is a type of sugar which is also a polysaccharide. The polysaccharide which is present in the roots of dahlia plant. You would have seen the flower of dahlia. So dahlia flower, right? So in the dahlia flower one of the polysaccharide da enna appadina inulin. So the inulin is made up of repeatedly, it is made up of fructose and it is a homopolysaccharide, which means it does not have any other element other than the fructose. Okay, so next is agar. You are well familiar with agar. What is agar? Yes, whenever you make some sweets, right, whenever you make some sweets, the jelly nature we all, the kids, mostly the kids will love the jelly nature of the sweet, right? So let us take any marshmallow kind of, any kind of, you know, sweet which is very jelly in nature, how they are making the jelly sweets means with the help of agar. Yes, this agar is also an example for polysaccharide, and this polysaccharide is a homopolysaccharide, and it is repeatedly made up of what sugar? Galactose. It is made up of galactose. What is galactose? Galactose is once again a C6H12O6. It is nothing but a monosaccharide. This agar is extracted from the red algae. This can be a question. The red algae name is what? Gelidium. It is having more economical importance. Okay, why the NEET is always focusing on the questions about, you know, red algae and the cellulose means because they are having a more economical importance. What is economical importance? When it comes to a sale, you know, people are encouraging the market of that particular material. That's why it is very important. Red algae, Gelidium gives us what? Agar. Agar is an example for polysaccharide, homopolysaccharide. Yes. Next one is hemicellulose. This is very important in the point of view. This is the only heteropolysaccharide. This is the heteropolysaccharide, and it is made up of actually the name itself denoting you, right? Hetero means it is not made up of single element, it is going to made up of different sugars, right? So different sugars are what? Galactose, mannose, arbinose, xylose. So different sugars in the particular combination they are going to make what? Hemicellulose. Okay, so it is a heteropolysaccharide. This point you have to note it down. So it is the, so far we have discussed what? So far we have discussed all the polysaccharides, you know, as an example for homopolysaccharide. Here the hemicellulose, where the hemicellulose is present, ma'am. Hemicellulose naam yen padikano, adu enga present aayirukku appadina, the cell wall of the plant is also made up of hemicellulose. The cell wall is not only made up of cellulose, I have already told you cellulose, hemicellulose, pectin, there are so many materials, you know, which is contained in the cell wall of a particular plant. Yes, next one is callus. Yes, this one we would have studied in the sexual reproduction in flowering plants. You know, if you take a pollen grain, during the pollen grain, you know, anther, during the dehiscence of anther wall, pollen grain has to come out from the particular anther. You know, the pollen has to come out from the anther wall. That particular anther wall of a plant, a flower will be made up of what? You know, callus. It will be made up of callus. So callus is a substance which is present in the anther wall of a flower. Okay, and it is also once again a homopolysaccharide. It is made up of repeated units of glucose, and the bond which is present is 1,3 glycosidic bond. Note it down here, it is beta. I already told you that animal cells contain what type of bonding? Alpha type of bonding. Plants contain beta type of bonding. Yes. And the very last, okay, the last polysaccharide is, the ninth one is what? You know, it is mucopolysaccharide. What is mucopolysaccharide? Mucopolysaccharide, mucus, the word mucus itself describing its nature, right? So whenever we are getting cold, that cold is named as what? Cold means what? You know, during the infection, viral infection, we are getting some mucus substance which is coming out through the nose, right? So mucus means which is having some sticky nature, which is having some slimy nature. Okay, so examples of mucopolysaccharides here are pectin, heparin, hyaluronic acid, isabgol. Okay, so what is pectin? Pectin is nothing but it is made up of glucuronic acid. Pectin is made up of glucuronic acid. This is கேள்விப்பட்ட மாதிரி இருக்கே மேம். எஸ், எங்க கேள்விப்பட்டிருப்பீங்க அப்படின்னா plant cell wall ல plasmodesmata படிக்கும்போது கேள்விப்பட்டிருப்பீங்க. They have some structure called middle lamella, correct? So that middle lamella is made up of what? Calcium pectate. Middle lamella is made up of what? Calcium pectate. That pectin is an example for what? Polysaccharide. In polysaccharide it is example for mucopolysaccharide. Next, heparin. Heparin அப்படினா என்னன்னா, whenever we have the leakage of blood, okay, the blood will coagulate automatically, right? In order to prevent the coagulation inside the body, there is a substance called what? Heparin. What is heparin? Heparin prevents the blood clot. Coagulation means what? Clotting of blood. What is anticoagulant? Anticoagulant means it will prevent the blood clot. It will prevent the blood clot. Yes. So the next one is hyaluronic acid. You know, the people are telling that knee and joint pain, correct? So knee pain, joint pains edanaala varudhu appadina, there is a fluid which is present between the two different balls of the knee, right? What is the fluid? It is called hyaluronic acid. When there is a deficiency in that acid, particular acid, you will have the what you will be, you know, what you will be feeling, in the sense you will be feeling some pain in case of joints. Okay, that is due to the scarcity of what? The hyaluronic acid. So the hyaluronic acid is an example for what? It is an example for mucopolysaccharide, which is also sticky in nature. Okay, so synovial joints, where it is present? It is present in the knee. So the knee pain and joint pain are due to what? Due to the deficiency of this hyaluronic acid. And the thing you want to keep in your mind is it is very sticky in nature, slimy. That's why it is an example for what? Mucopolysaccharide. And the next one, the last one here is isabgol. Okay, what is isabgol means? Isabgol is a natural substance which is extracted from the plant Plantago ovata. What is this? This is a plant name extracted from the plant Plantago ovata. Okay, what is the function of isabgol is it reduces constipation. What is constipation? Constipation அப்படினா food வந்து rectum வழியா, you know, food has to be excreted at the correct time. If the food stays for a long time in the Lord's intestine or the rectum, the excess water will be absorbed by the body. Correct? Excess water absorb பண்ணும்போது that fecal matter will be you know, very hard. So அதனால என்ன பண்ண முடியாதுன்னா it cannot come out from the body. So that particular you know, the loss of water in the fecal matter is called will leads to a condition called constipation. So constipation prevent பண்றதுக்கு naturally we are taking bananas, right? Why the bananas are helping for constipation means because bananas are like kind of what? Sticky in nature, right? Mucus like substance, banana. So same thing, apart from banana we are getting isabgol from the particular plant called Plantago ovata, which naturally prevents what? Constipation. So all these things are what? Example for polysaccharides. So today we discussed about polysaccharides. So polysaccharides we have discussed 9 different polysaccharides. What are they? First we discussed starch and cellulose, glycogen, chitin, inulin, agar, hemicellulose, mucopolysaccharide and callose. In the next video, I will be discussing the next thing, which is nothing but proteins. Proteins are made up of amino acids. We are going to discuss what is amino acid, what is protein in detail in the next video. Thanks for watching the video. Like and share the video. Thanks.